Good morning, team. So, filming this today, I was meant to film this last week, but filming this today, I'm going to post this on Wednesday. It's currently Monday, starting the week with back in Hammys. And we're going to take a look into a full day of eating on a high day. So, only a few changes today. Compared to regular. Sorry, my jug is boiling because I'm making cream of rice. But yeah, we're gonna jump into a quick full day of eating. I'm gonna try and make it a bit more interesting than just here's my food, next meal, here's my food, next meal. We'll chuck in a bit of training clips because it's back in Hammys. Hope everyone enjoyed that leg day video last week. One of the bros posted it, he was watching it on his big TV, which was fucking awesome. But yeah, we're going to jump into the first meal, so cream of rice, 115 grams of cream of rice, 50 grams of banana, with 30 grams of whey, and anything else? 20 grams of dark chocolate. So, grab it out. Honestly, in New Zealand, cream of rice is expensive. It's like 50, 60 bucks for 2 kilos. So instead, I go 450 grams of Fresh Life rice flour. This is the GOAT. You can get the Pam's one. Pam's make a rice flour as well. It just doesn't mix as well. Its consistency is a bit average. And then we've got our 2 NZ protein flavors. Honestly, I was hoping these are really cool flavors. So you got double chocolate and cinnamon donut. I love the flavors, right? Don't get me wrong, they're really good. I'm gonna actually just grab my scales first. That banana is rank. Set it on the bin. And 2 containers. Alright, now we're undistracted. So, as I was saying, like I really had some high hopes for that NZ protein flavors. I mean, I got cinnamon donut and double chocolate. I was thinking, there's no way you can go wrong with that. And don't get me wrong, the flavors are really, really nice. They're really, really good. I really enjoy them. But I think going from Rule 1, which is a strong taste, like you can do half a scoop and you'll taste it. Rule 1 is quite a strong flavor, and these are good, they're just not as strong. Whether or not they have probably like less sweeteners and flavoring shit in them, I don't really care, to be honest. I'm not a pedantic person when it comes to sweeteners and stuff. Get some water. But yeah, I don't know, my review of the NZ protein stuff is really good for price, but just compared to the Rule 1 whey protein, which is admittedly more expensive, unless you get it on sale, then it isn't. Yeah, I would say just not as strong in the flavors. So Gracie and I are going to go halves and get a couple different flavors of Rule 1 next time. I'm going to get the cinnamon toast crunch again, and probably the campfire s'mores, because that sounds fire as hell. But first steps, back to what we're doing now. So first steps is make 15 grams of whey drip. So I go 15 grams of whey. Yes, thank you, Noel. Actually, it was a cat. So you go 15 grams of whey with about a 1-to-1 gram ratio of, oh shit, I missed it. About a 1-to-1 gram ratio of water. Oh, no one saw that. I got a clean bench. Yeah, so 1-to-1, roughly, maybe a little bit more water if you want it a little bit more runny, which is how I like it. So I go like 15 grams to 15 mils of water. I'm going to reboil that jug. And then we just pour that on top. But we go, at the moment I've got chocolate as the whey drip and cinnamon donut as the cream rice base. So that's the only downside to not having actual cream of rice, is it is unflavoured, which kind of sucks. But I mean, it's cheaper anyway, and I don't mind the raw one protein mix up for that. Like I can do half a scoop whey and half a scoop whey drip anyway. We've got 115 grams of this, so pour that on here. So I always go, tip to making the best cream of rice is always go water first. So I go water, and if I need to reduce a little bit, so I got a little bit more than I wanted, I just scoop it off the dry bit on the top and pop it back in the bag. So water, and then cream of the rice flour, and then I do a little bit of salt. And then most people mix that and then mix in the whey. But I have actually found that I like when I pour the whey on top, a little bit more, sweet. So I pour the whey on top and then mix it all in one go. So it just saves me a step of mixing it back in again. But it's kind of like baking almost, you know, when you mix your wet and dry ingredients. Very similar thing. And this is a no microwave recipe. Like I go 1 to 3, 3.5 ratio of water to cream of rice or rice flour. Mix it with the boiling water, and I find that the boiling water just cooks it to like a perfect consistency that I like it. So the cat is meowing because he's just taken a shit and it stinks. And now he's crying about something. I will go check on him in a second. But there you go. That's the consistency I like it. I like it a bit thicker than like the liquidy cream of rice that some people have. And then of course we've got 20 grams of Whittaker's dark Ghana, because it's the bomb. It is the bomb. And then I save my little 10 gram amount for later. And then, so yeah, I mix the dark chocolate in there a tiny bit. Like I don't want it to melt and like mix in flavor wise, but I kind of want it to just be buried under the cream of rice. And then it will slowly melt as I make the rest of it. And then when I eat it, I get these big pools of dark chocolate, which slap. And then almost done here. I'm going to weigh out 50 grams of banana. It's 42, so a little bit more. This is a tiny little banana. Oh, that's probably too much. 50, bang on measurement. Yeah, I think this is something like 80 grams of carbs total. So we get a decent amount of carbs through this meal, which I need at the moment because otherwise I'm exhausted. But so we ran 2 high days last week, didn't really see many changes in weight post high day, which was a good sign. So obviously everything's going quite well. But yesterday morning, so Sunday morning, my rest day, we had a weight low of 77.4, and then this morning I was 77.8, which is understandable. Again, just up a little bit from kind of less output on that day. And then we're going to chuck in a couple of low days this week on my rest day. So rest day and arm day. I'm going to be switching to a 5-day split because Hamish told me to. I should have done this ages ago, but I just love training too much that I've been hooked on the 6-day. But we will be making some changes to the split. So my arm day will get relegated to the other days. So I've managed to keep all the volume. I managed to keep all the volume practically identical. No, actually identical. So I still get the same amount of arm volume across the week. It's just put into my other days. So hopefully overall I'll just be like a little less tired from that, having that extra rest day. And then I might have more energy for my actual training days. So as much as I hate having 2 rest days, I might do quite well. Anyway, Sam Wazam told me that you miss out protein from whey drip. No, I don't, motherfucker. I eat the whey drip. If you aren't eating the leftover whey drip, what are you doing? Anyway, so that's this meal done. So we're going to cram this meal in. We're going to get some light on it. Beautiful. This is my favorite meal of the day. I fucking love this meal. It's like my go-to on prep. If I could have a cheat meal, it would probably just be extra cream of rice. I love cream of rice. I think it's the fact that I train after cream of rice. So in my head, I'm like, when I have cream of rice, I'm training right after. So it's enjoyable. You know, these carbs are going to use. I'm not just being a fat ass. But yeah, we're gonna cram this meal in, go train. I guess the only bit of the eating you'll miss is this. So I get 40 grams of these bad boys intro workout. So my intro, I used to do just dextrose, but this is just easier. There's a cat down here. So we're gonna do 40 grams of this. And then go train. Anyway, I'm gonna stop waffling. I'll probably chuck in a couple training clips here and there, but for the meantime, I'll be back straight after.
I stay bloodshot, go confetti rock, let them go back, wipe them jokes to the job. Say, motherfuckers thinking that they still hot. Be the same, motherfuckers, I can't see at the top. 666 to my crucifix, diagnosed a lunatic. Blood on me, no need to rinse. Been dead for years, no need to slip. Suboxone strip so I don't slip, but all my cravings still exist. Shit, sometimes I just need that fix. Sometimes I just need that drip. Voices say you need that bitch. Convinced I'm meant to die with it. Scripts stay piled up with my sins. Sniffing them pills, all I feel is bliss. Falling from my cliff, no saving slip. Fate laid out, no changing it. Found my peace, accepting it. I am my own apocalypse.
Keep on that devil of back. Cigarette, mouth Delaware. Be it like slow, flip the drum, got the bed well. Put you in the run and then drive with the jet. Hey, signs on the blaze, the one ain't red pain. And you better fucking rapper's brains on the pavement, hey. Typical drug addict, fictional love that is mine as I'm missing away my own line. And it's my biggest love in the cherry. It's biblical hundreds of pieces you're trying to shake your head right at the beautiful drive. It's your ripping your band down side to side. Sit there to fight it, so I can get out one more time. Let me shout on my till I die.
Boom. Just that down. Sweet. So training is all done. I got a couple clips of training, a couple RDLs. Fell short a little bit, but that's all good. My grip was slipping bad. Anyway, meal 2 or post-workout is 125 grams of Cocoa Pops today, because it's a high day, and half a scoop of whey plus my Ninja Creamy. So I'll probably have my Ninja Creamy a little later on. Like I might shower and get ready for work and then have it, but for now I'm gonna devour these Cocoa Pops. So I just have 125 grams and then half a scoop of whey protein. Got the cinnamon donut one here today. This goes really nice with the Cocoa Puffs. And of course I just buy the cheap Cocoa Puffs because the real ones are expensive as hell. But yeah, so good training session overall. Gonna recomp on some carbs. Fast acting carbs are just the best thing post training. I find digest really well. I don't feel sick. Yeah, we'll get these in. Oh, wetly as fuck. We'll get this meal in, and And then I need to cook some rice. So I get 50 grams of extra rice today with one of my meals. So I'm going to cook that now once I've eaten this because I'm hungry as fuck. I need a teaspoon. Hold up. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm eating with a teaspoon because I find it just makes me less hungry. But yeah, got this meal. Not my favourite meal of the day, but just filling. Even the extra 25 grams is a huge difference. I noticed anyway in terms of hunger. Makes me feel a lot fuller for a lot longer, which is like important. I definitely notice on my leg days that I'm a bit more drained. So we chapped a couple high days last week. Had an average kind of T-load last week on quads, but that's what it is. So yeah, we'll check in. Always measure my rice raw. Chuck in an extra 50 grams. I'm going to tell everyone that this is pre-washed rice. Whether it is up to individual interpretation. And the fact that I'm lazy. Ugh. There we go, we got 50 grams of this. And we'll do like a 1:2 rice to water ratio. So hopefully I've got 100 mils in here. Yep, there we go. Chuck this in. Leave this to cook. Add it to my current existing meal. So I meal prepped everything yesterday and then found out still doing the high day today. Actually, I forgot about the high day and then added it in. But yes, sir. So eat my Cocoa Pops down here. This is another like. Let me have a look. Let me tell you how many grams of carbs this is. I can tell you. This is an extra. So we've got 88 grams of carbs from here, plus like another 25 grams, so another 22. So about 110 grams of carbs. So yeah, get this in, and then shower, get ready for work, and then have my next meal, probably the Ninja Creamy, whether or not I record that. It's pretty simple, but then we'll jump onto oats anyway. I'm worried that my last video I recorded without the sound on, but we're at meal 3. Meal 3. I decided to switch this one around because I wanted something a little more substantial than my oats. So I've got 200 grams of low carb potatoes, 75 grams of salad mix with a little bit of salt, pepper, lemon juice and garlic. And we need 185 grams of chicken. So this is one of my favorite meals. Normally I have this with a bit of pineapple as well. But I figured I'd leave my pineapple and my egg till kind of the end of the day, just have it like as a snack once I get home, because I get home at 8 p.m. But yeah, we're gonna chuck this down the hatch. This is a good substantial meal. I really like this. I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna make this segment quite short, and maybe get back a bit later when I have a bit more space to record. But I'm just recording in my office as well. But yeah, we'll jump into this. Hopefully I don't forget to record a meal. I almost forgot to record this one because I was so hungry, and then I was like, fuck, I need to record. Went down to my office, but yeah, could do this, get some steps in to help digestion, get another water in. So we've got 2 of these down so far, get in a third. Those 3 plus my pre is like 5.2 litres of water a day, so good goal. But anyway, we'll jump into this meal. I'm gonna eat and watch some YouTube and just zone out for a bit. Alright, so I did exactly what I thought I'd do, and I brain farted and forgot to record my fourth meal. So the fourth meal was just mince and rice with some veggies. I mean, it was 95 grams raw of basmati rice, plus 165 grams of mince, so nothing interesting, but cooking the oats now. I'm just having a look. So if I go onto my daily tracker, for my high days, proteins 222, 411 grams of carbs and 54 grams of fat. Ends up being about 3,091 calories. Obviously most of that carb source is situated around training time. I'll see if I can pop this down and like converse while I make my food. But yeah, I got so hungry and then shit the bed and forgot to record my meal. Really it was nothing interesting, but I've got a container, so 55 grams of oats, don't spill that. We'll go half a scoop of protein and some dark chocolate and banana. So very similar to the cream of rice meal in terms of composition, just oats instead of rice flour. So check out, this is my work container of protein. Always handy to have at work. I keep a lot of food in my locker at work, just as like a safety precaution. Oh, and before I forget them, I also have 75 grams of mixed berries. So crack the chocolate in there, same as the cream of rice, just let it melt. Just let it melt. Plus we got a microplastic baggie of berries. So dump that on there, chuck this in the bin because reduce, reuse, recycle is bullshit. Not really. Please reduce, reuse and recycle, team. And then yeah, we're gonna weigh out 50 more grams of banana. So 43, I'm pretty good at eyeballing this at the moment. If I can get another bang on 50, that'll be mint. Perfect, perfect 50. 2 tries. Cut this up. Obviously you guys can't really see what I'm doing, it's just me and my face. Eat this little, I love banana, bro. On God, banana, top 5 fruits of all time. So good for you too, so versatile. Like, you need something before training, eat a banana. You need something after training, eat a banana. You need electrolytes, eat a fucking banana. But, pop all this shit to the side. Get a gaze. Oh. Here we go. So this is the second last meal, technically the last meal of the day. It's meant to be the third, but I just moved everything around in case I wanted to have my oat pancakes later, but I don't, so I'm not going to have that. There's my empty containers from the meal that I missed. Well, I didn't miss, but forgot to record. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have, I'll record it later and probably do like a little outro to the video. So it's a bit dark, but I will have an egg and my 50 grams of pineapple later today, probably with a Coke Zero, because I love my Coke Zero. It's a non-negotiable of any diet for me, is Coke Zero. We're going to dig into this. This is a good meal. Definitely missing that flavour from the raw one. Going to order more of that soon. So half a scoop isn't as nice, but it's good. I want to eat this, zone out, because I'm getting to that stage of just eating is peaceful. You know, zone out and come back for the last meal. Eggs meant to be had with my rice and mince that I missed recording anyway, so we'll have that, and the pineapple's meant to be had with this meal. So. It's the day after the day I recorded, and I just wanted to check this little note in here. I did forget to record my last meal. I mean, I got home at about 9 PM and I pretty much went straight to bed. So it was just an egg and some pineapple, so nothing really interesting. But I'm about to edit the video now and post it up, so I figured I'd record like a little sign off, finish off. I'll probably do a full day of eating on a day that I don't have work too, and that'll be like a perspective of a non-high day, but we're keeping the high days in, chucking some low days probably next week, and got another high day this Thursday, so it'll be good. But I'm going to post this video, probably going to start looking at maybe doing some other kind of small videos that I can post here and there, little travel vlogs and shit when it comes to competing. But we've booked for nationals, which is mint. Yeah, booked out for nationals Airbnb's booked, flights are booked, registered for regionals, so we're all go. 9 weeks out on Saturday, so we'll see how this goes, but I'll edit that video and post it up today. Chill.